Welcome to another episode of Bald and Sassy. Christmas is upon us. My name is Brohan Sebastian Bach, and this is Macaroni and Cheese.
Yep, that's it.
That's it. I mean, we did talk a lot about mac and cheese last time. There's a lot of mac and cheese talk for Thanksgiving.
It's just such a good dish.
It's just so... And you know what the saddest part about it is? You know what I have not had since then?
No mac and cheese.
I've had no mac and cheese since then. What sad of a day is this?
December 2nd.
Is this supposed to be a sad day?
I don't know. It's Tuesday.
Is that like October 3rd? It was a Wednesday.
I don't know.
That's from Mean Girls. Come on now. It was a Wednesday when he first talked.
It's been a minute since I've seen that.
Yeah, dude, so good. So good.
Been a little bit.
And we're not gonna spend the entire time quoting it. Well, this week we're gonna talk about
None for you, Gretchen Wieners.
What? Oh my gosh. Not the only sassy one, I promise.
Have my moments.
He does have his moments. Every time a hair follicle comes in, he's like, "Oh, here it comes." I don't know what that even means. We're talking about Advent.
Yes.
Advent season. Let's talk about football first, because we haven't talked about football, and it's such a great week.
Yeah. This week was wild. I mean, starting off on Thursday, upset. Green Bay over the Lions. The Cowboys over the Chiefs.
And I get that was probably a line upset, but I think that was one of those that, like, I think if you ask the average person, you're probably pretty well split. Because the Green Bay's, I mean, it's a divisional game, and Green Bay's been doing, well, okay.
I was going to say, Green Bay has definitely had their ups and downs this season. The Lions also have been up and down. I think if you look at their rosters, I think the Lions are better on paper, but haven't been playing up to their full potential.
No, I mean, I think they're missing Ben Johnson for sure.
Yeah.
And then maybe this is just being a Cowboys fan, right? I don't know if other people feel this way, but I feel like how the Cowboys have been playing and how the Chiefs have been playing, while I guess it was a line upset, the betting market was betting towards the Chiefs. I don't feel like there was anyone that was like, oh my God, that just happened. It would have been like if the Titans came out and like beat Baltimore. You know what I mean? Like then you'd be like, what?
Yeah. I mean,
Titans fans weren't betting on that. But
the Cowboys, since making the trades, have been looking better on defense. They're not a bottom 3 defense anymore. They were
the number 1 run defense the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They went from 32nd, the last place, to first place. It's only a 2 week.
Right.
No. And even doing that 3-game stretch, going from what was it? They did Monday night, Thursday night, or Sunday night, Sunday, Thursday, Monday.
Yeah.
3-game. It was crazy.
It's been a quick turnaround for them.
And I mean, I'm not saying this, and I've already said it once this season. They're going to the Super Bowl. But I'm not the only one saying that now. There's a lot of like pundits and people out there that be like, now there's actually a path. If Eagles lose 2 games, which based on how they're playing and considering how much divisional they have left, that's 100% possible.
Yeah.
And Cowboys win out, which if we beat the Lions,
Thursday is going to be an interesting game. I mean, the Lions have not been playing great. It's going to be okay. Can their run defense hold up against Jahmyr Gibbs and Montgomery?
Yeah, and
if they can,
they held the Eagles.
Yeah,
and Saquon's
been a shadow of himself this year.
I think it's the O-line too's been. The O-line's not what it was, right? And I don't care how good you are as a running back. I don't. Christian McCaffrey, put Christian McCaffrey on a bad O-line, you just don't get gaps. You're going to have some good stuff, which Saquon does have a few breakout runs here and there and stuff like that because he's Saquon.
Yeah.
But I think if you don't have, when you've gotten so used to this line, just boom, and it's just not there, and you're designing the play for that, and you go to the gap, and the gap doesn't open up, you're like, well, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with these 6'6" guys in front of me. I can't just like.
I mean, yeah, we talked about it early in the year with Alshon Jeanty.
I thought you were going to say Alshon Jeffries. I was like, oh, he's not playing anymore.
I know that.
I was like, the artist, don't even know who that is.
Ashton Jeanty. We were talking about it early in the year of like all of his yardage was after contact.
Yeah, and it's what not everyone's Derrick Henry. Like Derrick Henry, maybe not now, but it is
I was gonna say even he has not been great this year, but that's also the Ravens have not been great this year.
But I mean, like when you would see, like he was good, but like he's a monster of a human being and a rarity, right?
Yeah,
that's like trying to compare anyone else. Be like, well, they're not as good as Myles Garrett. You're like, yeah, and.
Yeah, I want to see if Myles Garrett is going to break the sack record this year.
He has it written on his wristband. You seen that? He has it on his wraps. It says 25. His goal.
Okay.
Season, yeah.
I mean, he's definitely on pace to do it.
There's a lot of trash teams out there. They still got to play. I mean, I bet you he's wishing he could play against his own team. Like, I'd get up, man. Just let me go. Let me go one time on the other team against my own O-line. I'll take them out.
I mean, he had at least one game where he had 5 sacks in a single game
against the Raiders.
Yeah, it's just absolutely nuts.
But
speaking of how bad the Ravens have been, they lost to the Bengals. Joe Burrow's back.
Burrow, man, and do you know what's even crazy too? He could at 9-8 could win that division. There's still a chance if they went out. Everyone's playing. You're like,
division has not been good.
Take that away from Tomlin. Tomlin could have finally got a 9-8 season and actually won the division.
Yeah, I guess there was chance about fire Tomlin during that game.
I mean, once again, we're not professional people, and so some of this, if you listen, like I've said this before, I listen to a lot of sports stuff. So some of this can sound somewhat regurgitated, but if you believe it, who cares if someone else said it first, right? Am I really loud? I feel like I'm really loud.
You're a little loud.
Am I a little loud? I'm going to go down just a little bit. Sorry, guys. Just randomness. I just felt really loud. You look at Andy Reid. You look at Bill Belichick, right? These people that got fired. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you just need something new. And I think it would be best for the Steelers and for Tomlin if they parted ways. I think it would be a win-win situation for both of them. I think the Raiders could get new blood in there, get something different, get some offense. Steelers. Yeah. Sorry, did I say Raiders? Mm-hmm. I mean, they're just not going to be good. Doesn't matter. Andy Reid would go there and he'd fall off a cliff somehow. I don't know. Tom Brady will be the head coach soon. Making $100 million a year just so he can buy the team. It wouldn't completely surprise me. And so, like, he just needs something new, I think. I mean, they've been, ever since Roethlisberger, they've just been holding on to trying to figure something out. And the problem for him, too, is he's a good enough of a coach, and they're good enough that he's never going to get that great draft pick.
Yeah, they're going to continue. I mean, every season with him has been a winning record, so you're not going to get a top 15 pick. Unless if you traded for it.
Pittsburgh is tired of hearing that. They're like, we do not care about 9-8. Like
exactly.
We're not the Jets. This is not a winning season. Thank you.
No,
technically it is.
We that's a team that they expect to be contending for a championship.
Yeah. And even like winning playoff games. Like the problem is they'll make the playoffs somehow because the AFC is like so top heavy. Like you have 1 and 2, and you look at, I mean, the Cowboys are at 6 wins and they're 14th, and the number 4 team has 6 wins in the AFC. Like it's a different, like you're getting in somehow because you have a lot of these mediocre teams, but then they just get straight boat raced, like round 1.
Yeah.
Like, well, and people say, oh, you're a Cowboys fan. The Cowboys tend to lose a lot in the first. Yeah, they do, but they don't get boat raced. They've had a few, but they also like will be in, like the Steelers are just nonstop. I think it'd be best for Tomlin to just. It's the Giants. That'd be great. Well, except for a Cowboys fan, don't listen to me. Don't hire him. I do not want him in the division at all. Go get Mike McCarthy. Do that, Giants.
Let's see. Bears beat the Eagles. 49ers beat the Browns.
I don't know what I was more happy about.
The Cowboys winning or the Eagles
losing. I mean, it was so many things to be thankful for over that Thanksgiving weekend. So many things. It was just a joyous occasion all the way around to just see the Eagles lose. And pretty horrendous fashion too. They didn't just lose; like they really, really sucked.
Yeah.
Ben Johnson might be him, man.
I mean, he's making that offense look good for the Bears. Caleb Williams has been good. I won't say he's been sensational, but he's been good.
They're the number 1 seed in the AFC. What?
Yeah.
The Bears are the number 1 seed in the AFC. They were expected to be 3rd in their division, maybe 4th.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the season, what did they go? They went 1-6 or 1-7 last year in their division.
Oh.
Or no, 1-5 because they played 6 games. They went 1-5 in their division.
Okay.
They were expected to be 4th place in their own division, not their conference. And they are number 1 in the conference.
Yeah, 9-3 right now. Yeah. Well, they also, I mean, I say Caleb Williams has been fine, but their running game carried him against the Eagles. Over 250 yards rushing in that
I think
game.
that's why Ben Johnson's so good for a young quarterback. Like, that's what you need with a young quarterback. Like, I don't care, like, how good they are. Like, I mean, it's always going to help you. I mean, Brady had that early on or had the tight end or, you know, you have to have the release valve. Not saying Caleb Williams is Tom Brady. Okay.
I mean, they were saying they used to say that all the time with Dak. You know, he's so much better when, you know, the running game has like 20 touches.
I think the statistics, like, these are roughly, but when he throws, I know it's 35 or less passes, he has like an 85 to 90% winning.
Yeah.
When he throws more than 35 times, they lose. Like, that's just what a lot of quarterbacks need, right? Like, not everyone's Peyton Manning. Not everyone's Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow that can just, like, make things happen. Like, that's not... Lamar Jackson is one of the greatest running quarterbacks ever and is a better quarterback when he has someone else running the ball. So, I don't know. It's... Any other fun games?
Let's see. Jaguars beat up on the Titans.
Oh, surprise.
Texans and Colts. Texans.
That was a great game.
That was a great game.
It was a really good game. Texans also are looking. That defense is not.
Their
D'Amico
defense,
Ryans, man.
Yeah, their defense is driving that team, and they're starting to get a little healthier with Nico. You know, kind of getting
You
healthy
see him
again.
manhandle through that touchdown.
Oh yeah.
Like ran through 3 guys. He was like, "No, I'm going that way. Just move, please."
Yeah, I'm glad to see.
Please.
I'm glad to see Nico back. Dolphins beat the Saints. That was a close game.
Jamar Chase or Jefferson back. Well, Jamar Chase had a good game this last week.
I mean, so speaking about Jefferson, the Vikings have no quarterback right now. Like, they started that undrafted free agent rookie that the Seahawks.
I forgot. I don't remember who it was.
interceptions.
Some guy I never heard of, but he was like, he's going to pull a Kurt Warner watch, like before the game with that.
Oh.
He's like, he's going to come in, and you're like, when will we stop? When will we stop this? It's like when a new quarterback, like Drake May, right? Drake May's killing it right now. They're number 1 in the NFC right now, right? Which, once again, if you had told me at the beginning of the year you're going to have Bears and Patriots as the number 1 seed in their divisions, you'd be like, you're smoking drugs. But then people are like, oh, is he the next Tom Brady for the Patriots? And you're like, guys, let's stop comparing to the literal greatest of all time. Like, Kurt Warner it's a great story because it doesn't happen. Let's stop acting like some like 4th round, especially like that only happened back then because they didn't have the internet and like it wasn't like you didn't just get to see players all the time. So like people did fly under the radar. No one's flying under the radar now. Like they have tape from you from when you're 12. Okay? Like they have your high school and middle school tape. It's not like, oh, where did Josh... No, we've been watching Josh Allen for a hot minute. I mean, and so...
Yeah, he might have been at Wyoming, but he was on the radar.
I think my favorite thing, which it's not going to happen, I think it'd be awesome as a sports fan if it did, but it's not. Someone was like, what if the Vikings offered like 4 ones for Joe Burrow? I mean, if all of a sudden, immediately, like Vikings are a Super Bowl contender, for sure.
I mean, I think Joe Burrow's the wrong... Yeah, I don't think Joe's going anywhere.
I don't think they would. Like, why would you let go of him? Like, he's a generational quarterback. Like, you can't.
And he's got Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Like, he's already got his weapons. People would argue are comparable or better than Addison and Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
So
But then you got the defense and the O-line. That's that part. Having what's his name on as your defensive coordinator. I want to say Florio. That's not correct. Flores.
Okay.
As the defensive coordinator really, really makes your life a lot simpler.
Oh, with the Vikings.
Yeah.
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 Jets beating the Falcons. They snuck that one out.
I guess.
Falcons
are the Falcons, man.
Yeah, they don't have Penix. They didn't have Drake London this week.
And even when they do sometimes, like the Falcons are just that team you're like, yeah, they could beat anyone or lose to anyone. If you told me that they walked in and beat any team, 100% believe you. If you told me they lost the Titans, I'd believe you. Like, they're just, it's the Falcons, man. I don't know.
Bijan had a good game, but that was about it.
Yeah.
I would say the game of the week, though, was the Panthers and Rams. Panthers pulling that one out.
I mean, and Panthers are looking.
They might win their division.
Yeah. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what world we live in.
Who is at the top? I don't understand this.
I don't. Which is why you look at the Cowboys and everything. You're like, do we think we can't beat the Bears or the Patriots or the Panthers or like these teams or Houston? You're like,
Right.
I don't.
These teams that are actually top right now.
Yeah, you're like, I mean,
It's going to be a wild playoffs.
yeah. I think you're gonna have a lot of. I think we're gonna keep having a lot of upsets, but I think you're gonna have a lot of upsets, a lot of crazy stuff towards the end of the season. I mean, there's a chance. I think Bears and Niners are towards the end of the season. Like that might be for like the number one. Like,
Could be impactful.
It's gonna be good.
Are the Broncos AFC or NFC?
AFC.
Okay,
Broncos
Broncos are 10-2, so technically they would be one in the AFC then.
What are the Bears?
9-3.
Are they?
Yep.
Okay.
I was looking it up as we were going.
All right. Still Broncos. I mean, I guess Sean Payton. But also you look at them and the Broncos. You go 100%. I don't believe in them.
I mean, yeah, they just barely
how-
squeaked it out against the Commanders this week.
And you look at their. I guess they were number one before that game. That's when the Bears were number one. Then that game swap back.
Yeah.
But I mean, you watch them play and you're like, man. And their division, they've got lucky that their division's been. I mean, the Chiefs are all-time horrible. Well, not all-time, but for the last decade, they're unlike they've ever been. The Raiders are the Raiders, so congratulations there. I mean, you got Chip Kelly as a freaking $6 million OC who's not good. The last time he was good was Ohio State. Oh, no, you made the Ohio State offense good? You mean what?
I remember in Oregon, and he was good when he was at Oregon, but
yeah, I think I don't know. And they went to the Eagles and was trash and all that. Yeah. And then you have the Chargers who just lost half their defense early in the season. So it's like, you're just playing. And then same thing, like they got the Cowboys, I think, early on when we had no defense. And
I mean, Chargers, I know they're concerned because I think Justin Herbert just had surgery on his non-throwing hand this week. But they ended up beating the Raiders. The Bills beat up on the Steelers. That game wasn't even close. Broncos barely survived against the Commanders.
Steelers are butt right now, bro.
Yeah. Well, Aaron Rodgers just came back, and they weren't sure if he was going to be playing this week. But then he
got
hurt in the game.
2.6 fantasy points. I'm happy he came back because at one point they weren't sure if he was coming back in the game, and he had negative 1.7 fantasy points. I go, see, man, I could have not had someone in a quarterback slot and still done better.
Yeah.
I was so.
I was in
our Superflex league, and I was so frustrated because I was like, I wish all the quarterback spots were Superflexes. Because it's been that year where I've had a couple times I'm like, I would rather put a running back in over a quarterback, which is insane to say.
Yeah. In an 8-person league this week, I actually started a running back over a quarterback in a Superflex.
I mean, it's been weird.
Let's see. And then, last night, Patriots and Giants. I mean, Drake May is looking phenomenal. I understand why they're saying he's a front runner for the MVP at this point.
And that, I have no problem saying he's a front runner for the MVP. Saying he's the new Tom Brady, like, people go too far, right? And you're just like, hey, first of all, let Drake May be Drake May.
Yeah.
First and foremost. Second of all, Patrick Mahomes might not be Tom Brady. You know what I mean? Like, we're sure he's won 3 and he's looked amazing doing it, and they have a phenomenal team. You got to go do that 2 more times.
Yeah. I mean, I think what they're trying to say is it looks like they've found their franchise guy for the future. Let it be with that.
And I wish people would just say that instead of getting hyperbolic, right?
Yeah.
Like, they found the franchise guy. Amen.
Yeah.
And I've had to eat crow on Dak because I was dogging on him at the beginning of the season, and Yep. You play like this with this offense and this defense, there's no one we can't beat. So
then, Jackson Dart took a shot on the sideline during that game. Everyone's talking about that one, but I mean, I am looking forward to that matchup in the future of continuing to see Jackson Dart and the Giants play against Drake May and the Patriots. I feel like that's going to be a fun matchup for years to come.
It'll be fun. He's got to learn to protect himself a little bit more. But I think we were talking about, all right, probably not on here. Talking about, like, you see this, like, Patrick Mahomes is probably the worst about it. That he'll do that fake go out of bounds and then come back in. And they've been talking about the rules. And I'm like, someone just needs to get lit up. Like, one of these quarterbacks needs to get lit up to be like, hey, stop doing that. Like, if you're going to go out, go out. But if you fake that, you should be able to get lit up.
Yep.
And so it's like Jackson Dart, like, you got to step out one step faster.
I think it was a first down. Like,
you can't take those hits. You have to.
First quarter. Like, it
cool.
was very
you did
early.
It. You're tough.
Yeah.
Stop.
The extra couple yards they're trying to stretch out there are not worth you getting another concussion.
You gotta, especially when you've already had a concussion this year. Like, hey, you're delicate. You're a delicate little flower. Let's Jackson Dart out of bounds. Okay, let's do that one. All right, we're gonna before we go all in, all in 20 minutes into the episode, we didn't talk about football much last week, so there's a lot of good games. We're gonna go into the Advent season. A quick, like, if anyone doesn't know, right, what the Advent season is, audience, what's the Advent season? Type in the comments below if you know what the Advent season or is. Also, we'll talk about it, but if you have, like, your favorite habit or ritual you do as a family.
Yeah, what's your favorite?
Season, what's your favorite thing you do?
Family tradition for Advent.
It's not about chocolates, but I'll never say no to chocolates. So I always prefer the chocolates over candy canes. I was like, because, like, 1 or 2 candy canes is good. After 25 candy, you're like, I'm good. Like, thank you. Give me chocolate, please. So, I mean, the Advent season started early church. Like, it was really more of a waiting, coming, and arrival, right? In the early church, it was like a leading up to celebrating the birth of the Savior. Once again, we're not going to get into the conversation of, was Jesus born on December 25th? When was he born? That's beside the point. The point is, we don't know for sure, and it's when the church decided to celebrate, right? So we're just going to go with that. Don't at me. Or do. I don't care. I don't read all the comments anyways. There's too many. And so it was kind of this build up to that season, but also a waiting, like an Advent would have been like something that was like you're waiting for the arrival of a king.
Okay.
And so it was as a simultaneously preparation for celebrating the birth of our Savior, as a looking forward to his return. Return. Right. So that's kind of the background of that. I mean, there's some, it doesn't really, like, some regions back then, I think in, like, Spain and Gaul, which is like Germany area, I think. It's like Germany, Hungary. Or it's not. If you know history, just tell me where Gaul was. It's not a country anymore. It's a region. But they would actually do 40 days of fasting leading up to this.
Okay.
It's crazy. And, like, we have so much more technology, and we're like, I can't fast. Like, people just do it all the time. But then again, this whole 3 meals a day is a relatively new thing in history. People would be happy to get a meal a day. Yeah. Sometimes you're like, I have one on Wednesday, and then again on Sunday. Yay. What are some things like what do you guys do? I mean, you got 3 kids. Do you have any fun things you're doing?
We do, we do like
yourself.
Really, we do a Christmas countdown where every night the girls get to open a new book. And so we'll do like a bedtime story and read that for them. They get excited okay, I get to pick the book tonight, and it's in wrapping paper, and they get to open it up, and we'll read that for the...
Do you buy 25 new books, or do you wrap their books that they already have?
No. We have 25 Christmas books, or 25 books that we only use for Christmas time.
Oh, so then you rewrap them every year. Mm. That's smart. So it's something to build up to, but it's not like I have to buy 25 books every year.
Yeah, no.
$4 well, as they get older, it gets more, right?
I mean,
that's cool.
It's
I like
still
that.
Gonna be kids' books, but yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing.
Okay, I like that.
How about you?
Yeah, I mean, so we had a bunch of things, and like sometimes they can be silly, but like those little block countdown ones, like that was our favorite thing. Every morning we got to come down, and it was like you'd fight to, and my mom would be like, "You have to wait till everyone's awake." Because we'd always be like, I'm going to get up, especially me. I'd be like, I'll get up early and do it myself. And they'd be like, no, can't touch it.
It's a family thing.
We did it together. But we'd have the block. And so it's like every day you start at 25 and you get to turn it to 24. And then we would do, like, had a little candy cane. And we had this big, like, thing with all the candy canes in it that we got to, you get a candy cane and you talk about what this is about.
Okay.
And that's coming. I think one thing I've seen, I don't have kids yet, but would like to do, like having like little verses with that, or try to create something every year, and then like even do those as like kind of mini memory verses and stuff like that, because that'd be really cool. Like, okay. I think like I'm all for like if you can use treats and fun things like that to point towards like, now what are we counting down to, right? Like we're not counting down to presents, like we're counting down to the way to of our Savior. And so I think like I think sometimes you can see people that get a little like, oh, that's not what it's not about, the countdown. It's not about, and you're like, yeah, sure. It's like Christmas has become very consumerist, 100%. But like as Christians, like we can redeem things back, right? I think that's like really cool to use that because like kids like candy and toys and bedtime stories. So like how can we use that to point back to Jesus?
Yeah.
How can we create things? And that's what I want. I want to have my kids to have something look back, be like, I remember we did this. But it was great. The whole time we'd come down early in the morning, that we'd turn the block over and like, you get, okay, it's your day. It's fun.
Yeah. I think, well, in the morning we have this little Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse countdown, essentially. It's electronic. It's a box, and you push the button, and Mickey, has something new to say.
It's 24 days. Wow.
Yeah, you're not far off. It says something and has like a different little something that he says every single day. But yeah, 24 more days until Christmas.
That's a horrible Mickey. You gotta go airy.
Oh, I'm not
24 more days until Christmas.
I will attempt some voices. That is not one I will attempt.
Do Gollum.
Ooh, I used to do a good Gollum, but I'm not.
Stupid fat hobbitses. We love master.
I used to creep my mom out.
Yeah.
Like, we'd be doing car rides, and she'd be like, stop. No more.
So weird. Christopher, Elizabeth, Marie, Hathaway.
Christopher David Joseph.
Elizabeth Marie, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Also, if you don't know this by now, everyone's middle name is Elizabeth Marie, because I just do that for everyone. And they're like, where did you get that from? I was like, I don't know.
It's just very generic.
It's white girl names, bro.
Yeah.
Sounding very southern white girl. All right, so like kind of tying that in, right, to now, like what the Advent season, like what is that about? Like once again, it's about waiting, which I think is very hard in this day and age, would you say?
Yeah. I mean, we keep talking about how this is an instant gratification generation because everything on social media is driving you to be always stimulated in one way or another, and all the kid cartoons, everything is just, oh my gosh, there's so many things going on. And
yeah, it's fast. I mean, 2 day, like if you go on Amazon right now, it's like you order it on Monday, you're like, it'll be here Wednesday night. You're like, dude, what are we doing Wednesday night? Get it here tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Right? Or if you've been buffering of videos, I'll just give up. Like, you ever go to someone's house and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't stream this on my phone, my massive computer in my pocket.
Yep.
And so, yeah, sometimes I think it can feel like if God's not moving, like if we're so used to this instant response. I mean, you post a video, you get likes. You know, you send a text message, you see a red receipt, right? Like we're so used to this like quick feedback loop that then it could feel like you wonder, like, is he even listening?
Yeah. A little bit of delayed gratification.
Right. And I think it builds, right? Like it's good for us. Waiting is good for us. I don't like it either. Who knows me? I want it now. I want a candy and I want it now, Daddy.
Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka. We're just going to do movie voices all day. But I mean, like even in scripture, wait for the Lord and be strong. Take heart. Wait for the Lord. He even said it twice. It's like, hey, wait for the Lord. Be strong and take heart and wait for the Lord.
Just keep waiting.
Just keep waiting. Like there is a internal building that can definitely come from waiting on the Lord, or just waiting in general. Like absence. This you've heard this here. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. Like, and there is a growing and a refining that happens in the waiting, and that's part of if you go back to the Advent season, right? Like, quick little history lesson or theological. So like. Not saying the Pharisees were right, but I think one thing we forget to understand now is if you go through scripture, like we see it in this book that was really, so it's like God, there was prophets and all this stuff that was happening in scripture where God spoke, you had the Ark of the Covenant where the Spirit of the Lord descended and you had the kings and all that stuff. And then there was the Spirit of the Lord went quiet and they didn't hear it. They didn't have a prophet, anything like that. 400 years. And so enter time of Jesus. There's been nothing up to that. So one reason why you had, like, we know now it's not like we hear this and we're like, that's stupid. But back then, because they hadn't had this, there was this prevailing thought, especially among Pharisees and Sadducees, that if the entire nation of Israel can go a day without sinning, the Spirit of the Lord will return. So this is why they became so legalistic. Be like, if we could all just do this for one day, then the Spirit of the Lord would return. So that's for that. They'd been 400 years waiting, and then Jesus like, guess what? I'm here, and they're like, that's not what we wanted. That's kind of how that happened.
Not what we were asking for.
And so, but if you look in that time, like we can look back now and go, well, God obviously wasn't not doing anything. He was preparing these things. And I think we can look back, like I look back, so I'm 36, just got married this year, right? So I had a long season of waiting for my spouse. And like I've only met her. I mean, we've known each other over a year now, but like, it's not like 2 years ago, I didn't know she existed. Right. Yep. So there's this long season of waiting. And in the time, it really didn't feel worth it. Like, if we're honest, right, I had a lot of nights where I'm like, do you even love me, God? Like, I'm trying to do everything. Like, I'm trying to follow after you. I'm trying to lead people towards you. Like, I'm trying to do all these things. And then, like, we'll talk the pride, right? You'd see someone that it's like, this guy's a hot mess, not doing anything. And you just gave him this awesome woman? And like all of this stuff, now I can look back and there's so many things about my wife that I wasn't even thinking about that she's amazing at, right? Like, and there's, but I look back now, like we can look when we look at scripture and be like, well, of course God was doing something. I look back now, there's a lot of things God was doing in me through those times and doing in her that neither one of like, she'll tell you. If she would have met me like 10 years ago, I would not have gotten through the first date.
Yeah.
By any stretch of the imagination. And there's even things that I look back now of growing in. Like there's the church I used to go to, like in my mind, and this is really like 5 years ago, just 5 years ago, the church I was at, I was like, this will be the church that my kids will be raised in and I will go for my entire life. And I would not have, and if that's not okay with you, the relationship would not have gone farther. it's not a healthy place to be at. It's okay to love your church. That's a level of worship that it's like I was putting too much on it, right? Which worked out because we don't live near there, and it was, we went a couple times, and it just wouldn't have been her thing. And she straight up told me afterwards, she was like, man, yeah, if that was your main church, like, I don't know if I would have kept, like, nothing the matter with it. It's just not what I want. And if you were adamant about wanting to stay there, I wouldn't have, like, it would have felt like I didn't want to, right? And so there's, like, all those things that we talked about it with Peyton, like, good being the enemy of great. Like, there's these, God is doing all of these little things to put things in, but in the moment, it sucks.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole, you got to go through failures to figure out sometimes what is important. You have to go through the ups and downs to be able to appreciate sometimes what you're going to have later on and what's going to prepare you for what is coming later on.
Yeah, I mean, there's a saying, it's like, no one wants to have $1 million to have $1 million. They want to have $1 million to be the kind of person who can earn $1 million. Like there is some, and it's not a perfect saying because everyone's like, nah, I'm okay if I just earn $1 million. But you see it like with the lottery. Like when someone's not prepared for something, it's not like Scripture says, a blessing in wrong time is not a blessing. Like getting something when you're not ready for it is not good. I mean, we talk about football, right? You look at these second generation owners, they're a hot mess because you haven't had to work and struggle and toil to get this. You were handed this. It's the same thing you see usually with like multi-millionaire fortunes and like super wealthy. It's like 2 to 3 generations after it's gone. And these are numbers that you should never be gone, right? Like if you've got $10 million in the bank, you nor your kid should ever want for anything. Even though I know $10 million isn't what it is, there's so many things you can do. Yet you'll see $100 million fortunes, billion, and it'll just dwindle. And so, because there's a preparedness that you have to go through to not earn, but to steward, right? A very biblical word. Like in order to steward something, you have to know its value. And if you haven't worked for it, if you haven't waited for it, like I think I'm a better steward with my wife because of the waiting I've been through, because of the preparation that has happened, that I would not have stewarded her well. I wouldn't stewarded her emotions well. And there's conversations we've had and things like that I look back, I'm like, I would not have been this understanding a year ago. And okay. So like there's a beauty in that. And like what in Romans, it's but those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. Like waiting isn't, we think of it as just like, you never use a word to define a word, but we think of waiting as just waiting. Like just sitting around, twiddling our thumbs, like, all right. You think of it like the DMV. I'm not doing anything moving towards, I'm literally just sitting here waiting. But like when we wait on the Lord, it's not what it is. It's a refining. It's a shaping. It feels like it's waiting, but really things are happening, right?
Yep.
Just, we'll use the DMV analogy. Once you're up there, you can feel like you're waiting and doing it, but they're filling things out. Like things are happening, maybe not very fast, but they are happening in order to complete the process. It's not just a boom, 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 right? And with some things, you don't want it to be boom, boom, boom. I think if you're buying a house, right? You're like, you're waiting while they're filling all the things out. Well, you want to fill all those things out. Like those are good things.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, what are your thoughts? Waiting sucks? Yep, good.
Waiting, yeah. I mean, one, tired.
Yeah.
With holiday season.
He doesn't do mornings, so.
No. And apparently nights are a struggle, depending on when. But yeah, I mean, we talked about it. Waiting is tough. What you're doing in the waiting is very important, and you're going to continue to grow, whether you realize it or not, and you're changing as you're going through that process. What is happening isn't necessarily what you would have expected, but it's what the Lord has put in front of you, and it's preparing you in one way or another.
Yeah. We got to start to learn how to appreciate the journey. I mean, you hear it all the time, right? It's not about the destination, it's about the journey, right? And no one loves a platitude because you're like, yeah, sure. But let's just get to the destination of making $1 million. How about that one? Right. But like you really are preparing yourself for something. I mean, we can even look at it at work and promotions and stuff like that. Be like, you could promote any one of us right now to way above our thing in our fields. But if we're not ready for that, now not only do we not have the job we have now, we're going to not have that job either.
Right.
And so it's like you want things in their proper time. And even in the professional world right now, like it's so much more. Gary Vee talks about it right now that like this, like you can have a voice now at 18 years old on social media. Like even in the professional place, like you get to have conversations at the big boy table in your 20s. We're kind of, but you look the generation right before us, like no one even listened to what you had to say until you're in your 30s. No. You didn't even get an opinion. And now like you can be in your 30s and like running things. And so like things are collapsing.
I mean, I was in my 20s sitting down with CFOs and telling them, they're multi-million-dollar, running $500 million annual revenue companies.
Yeah.
And I was advising on their insurance program.
And a generation before, if you were doing those kind of things at 20, you would have been the 1% of the 1%.
Yeah.
Like, were there people doing it? Sure. I mean, you look at Steve Jobs and there's other people, right? But like very rarely was that the case. And so while it can be good that your voice is heard earlier now, like we want to make sure that if it's feeling like it's taking long, that we're growing through that process. We're not just wasting time, right? We're not like the servant with the talents that just buried it and waited for the master to come back. Like we're working and we're toiling when we're using what we've been given in the time we've been given, which we don't know how much it is. So yeah, just kind of, like I said, in the comments, I throw it like anything, if you like what your Advent practices have been, fun family things, something you've thought about, like, man, this would be cool. Because like for me, like some of the things we talked about, like I've never done it. I'm just like seeing this, seeing that. You're like, well, this would be fun. Yeah. Right.
With a 4-month-old all the way through a 4-year-old, I would love to hear what some of the other traditions that you guys have kind of had or experienced that you're still remembering this day. And
yeah.
Because
that's going to grow.
I always did this, and I loved it, and like it was one thing I look forward to every year. Like I would love to hear what you guys have to say.
Yeah, because unless you keep popping out kids,
hopefully
the kids' stories in 8 years aren't going to be what they are now.
Right.
And so it's like it's all that fun to be evolving and growing.
Well, and I mean, you're talking about waiting to have kids. It was all right. Like I'm so excited to have a family one day, and now it's like I'm in the middle of it, and it's just like, all right, I'm just trying to survive day to day.
I mean, that's that can be sometimes, right? That can be and I don't think in any way you're like, man, I'm not happy I had the kids, but you definitely can look back at those times and be like, I could have done more in the waiting for this.
Yeah, it's like I could have done more dates with my wife. I could have done more things where we just got to enjoy our time together and really got to like live in those moments before having kids. Because now it's a matter of, okay, like almost every hour of our day is dedicated to them until like 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know it's very much a seasonal thing, but it's also you have to enjoy
the season you're at. Yeah. Well, and like even that without getting too like homeworky, right? Like to me, it still doesn't fully make sense. Like, and I would say guys are probably the worst at this, in that it's like when do most men, start trying to figure out how to be a husband? When they're a husband. Like when do they read marriage books and like how to like? There's a book like How to Speak Like a Husband and stuff like that. Like when they're already a husband. I don't know, but that sounds a little late. Or same thing with parenting, right? Like women are better at like doing that, but like when do most people start reading a parenting book?
When they figured out that they're pregnant.
Usually that's the earliest, right? So what if you're in that waiting, you're like, oh, we're going through this, or we want like, what if you were to actually be prepared? A lot of we have high school students, like, so you're not getting married in the next couple of years, but what if you were to read things on like, as women, like what a godly wife looks like, and start trying to become that. Because like if you look in scripture, it says he who finds a wife finds a good thing. It does not say he who finds a girlfriend who he dates for 2 years and then proposes to. It's he who finds a wife. There's a way a Proverbs 31 woman acts that you can start doing that. Same with a husband. Like, where are you acting the way a husband under the mantle of Christ should act? And then when you do find your wife and you step into that, you're not relearning things. Or your husband, like you're able to you're never going to be fully prepared, right? But you're able to step into some of those things. And then you get to have more fun in the time. Like one thing I think we both did a lot of stuff before getting married. It's made the first year of our marriage a lot easier than what we've heard from a lot of other people.
Yeah.
Because we just did some preparation on the front end. We weren't waiting until we were married and be like, wait, how do we figure out this communication thing? Like we worked on that before we were married, right? So, yeah, I would just say like learn to enjoy the waiting, as crazy as that sounds. And once again, we have a special guest on next week. Kate Butler is going to be joining us back in town, talking a little bit more through some Christmas themed stuff. And yeah, if you got anything you want to talk about, want to hear about, drop it in the comments, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Macaroni and cheese out.
Take it easy, guys.